Okay. I will work off of up here because I've got to change the slides as we go. But how many people here are familiar with liberating structures? Anybody? Okay, so all two of you out there. Liberating structures is a system that we use for facilitation. And it goes along with Lean because it's effective and it's innovative, it's quick, and it's simple, which I kind of like. So it's a simple set of rules that make it easy to unleash everyone. For the next 30 minutes or so, we're going to go through a liberating structures exercise. It is called impromptu networking. And this is how it works. So the ground rules are this. Everybody must participate. So those of you who didn't get up and leave while I was setting up, you're stuck, okay? When you hear the bells that I'm going to ring at a certain time, which should be here, we have these little bells. That means stop the activity that you're doing and we're going to do something different at that point. They're timed activities. We are going to, so how does this work? So everyone, when I say it, not right now, is going to stand up and you're going to all move away from your chair. So you're going to move into the open spaces around here. And you're going to pair up with a stranger. Okay, so this is a networking activity, so someone you don't know. So those of you who are sitting together that know each other, you are not going to be pairing up. You're going to pair up with someone that you don't know. I'll give you a structured invitation, which is the prompt or the question that we're going to do. And then for 1 minute, you're going to think about that question. So you're going to come up with some response. This is for us introverts who need to think a little bit before we speak. Gives you an opportunity to get your thoughts in order. And then we're going to, for about 3 to 4 minutes, depending on how the group is going, we're going to have the pairs pair up and discuss the prompt back and forth. So in that time period, both people should have spoken to each other, talked about what's going on, asked some questions of each other, get to know each other a little bit around these topics. We'll do that 3 times. So you're going to end up pairing up with 3 different people that you don't know in this room here. And then at the end, we'll do a quick debrief. Okay? So that's kind of the outline of what we're going to do. So the questions for you are, what big challenge do you bring to this gathering? And I would say, what big Lean challenge? This may be the start of a Lean program. It may be the restart of a Lean program. It may be your personal Lean journey. It could be a lot of different things. All of us have challenges. Not looking for challenges that are particularly personal, but more of a work-related challenge, since this is a conference. What do you hope to get from and give to this community here, this conference, other people, things of that nature? So those are the 2 questions that I want you to think about for the next minute or so. And then we're going to get started, okay? So you can write it down if you want to over the next minute. I got to get my timer going here. But think about those 2 things while I get set up. All right, 10 more seconds. Okay, so you've thought about some challenges, you've thought about what you want to give and get from this. Okay, so now, everybody stand up. Let's move out into the aisles, get your blood circulating again. Find somebody that you need to pair up with. If you are not paired up, please raise your hand so that others can come and find you. Okay, anybody not have a pair? I see some people. Okay, we paired up. Start going. Okay. Okay, Phoebe. Okay, that's 1 minute. If you haven't switched, you might switch. Everybody hear that? That's your cue. Okay, so that's your cue. You just spent about 3 minutes talking with another person, and when you hear the bells, you change. So now, find another person, same exercise. What challenges do you have? If you don't have a partner, raise your hand so that people know. Okay? 3 minutes. Thank you. Okay, so that's number 2. So you've finished up there. Now what I would like you to do is I would like to have some more mingling, because you guys really aren't walking around and talking to other people. So please start to walk around and find somebody that you'd like to talk with, and in just a couple seconds I'm going to ask you to raise your hand if you're not paired up. Raise your hand if you're not paired up. Okay, let's find each other here. 3 more minutes. Okay. So let's wrap that up. Great. Okay. So the question would be, why did I make you do that, right? That was one of those, let's get up and do something that we don't want to do. There's a lot of reasons. So, the so why, for a lot of reasons. We have 100-ish people in this room, maybe 120 people. You just made 3 connections with people that you may or may not have ever met before, and hopefully can build off of that and have other networking opportunities and things of that nature. It got everybody up and moving after sitting for an hour, which is always a good thing in a meeting, right? Have you ever been in a meeting where, oh my God, is it going to drag on for another 2 hours? I got to take a break. You have an equal opportunity to connect, and for those of us who are the introverts in the crowd, and usually in a crowd like this, that's probably a third to half of the people here, like myself, you have an opportunity to participate. Nobody has to ask you to do it, right? I told you to do it, so you got up and did it. And that's very helpful in the group. It gets everybody to share. The extroverts, you don't have to ask to do that, right? They just, if you're within arm's reach, they say hi and start talking to you, and those type of things. So it's very helpful for those of us who are a little bit introverted. And hopefully you got some new perspectives. If your tunnel vision is your organization, your group and whatnot, and you spoke to somebody from manufacturing and you're in healthcare, that's always interesting. You're in education and you spoke to somebody in manufacturing, gives you a different perspective of how to look at it. And you may have used this as an opportunity for somebody to give you some feedback on challenges and things they've done that maybe this same thing actually has happened to them, and they can help you with your challenges and expectations. So, liberating structures, for those who are interested in continuing, we do have a users group here in San Luis Obispo. I'm the contact. My contact information is up there. You can also go to the liberatingstructures.com website, look down for the San Luis Obispo chapter, click on that, and you can email me. We have quarterly meetings. We practice liberating structures. There's 33 different structures that are established, and you can use them for facilitation and meetings to improve outcomes. I think one of the biggest time wasters here was meetings was on everybody's list. Well, wouldn't you like to improve them and make them a little more engaging and fun? Liberating structures is a way to do that, and it's a step-by-step method that's easy for anybody to follow, okay? You just read it. You can get the book if you want to, but in each one of these, in a page and a half, is how the structure works. So it is something that's usable. Again, the websites are available for you, and you can utilize those. And you will be doing another Liberating Structures later on in the day with another colleague of ours, Troy Weipert, who's going to help you with another type of Liberating Structures facilitation. So a couple housekeeping things that I want to ask about. We're a little bit concerned about parking. We don't want anybody to get any tickets and that type of thing. So Phoebe, can you raise your hand, over there has permits for people to put in their cars so that they're on the dash so that you don't get a ticket. Hopefully you parked in the K1 lot, I believe it was, that it was supposed to be in. But talk to her if you're concerned about that, if you don't have a permit in your car. Let me make sure I got, oh, I forgot to debrief on this. So the last thing you do after a networking is to debrief, right? Or usually you try to find out what came out of that. And since we have this huge group, we're not going to debrief like you would if you had a group of 10 or 12 or 15 where you might all share. But were there anybody notice any commonalities come out across the 3 different people that you talked to? Any trends? The same problem or the same expectation coming up over and over again? I see some head shaking. Anybody want to share what those were?
This is your chance also to get a lot of help, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No commonalities. We got one. Thank you.
Let's say we'll go with Troy here.
One thing I heard was that it's challenging to start and sustain a lean effort.
Okay, so you hear that over. Is that,
surprise.
Would anybody raise your hand if you've been in it, you're trying to do it? Are we restarting and keeping it going? Yes. So it takes a lot of effort and things like that. Anybody wants to add? Yes.
My name is Tiffany with Community Health Center of the Central Coast. One of our biggest challenges right now, our leadership has not been deeply involved in our journey to become a lean enterprise.
Okay.
leadership.
So how do you get leadership involved? You know, the coaching corner is a great place to ask these questions and get some help from somebody who may have been down that road already, right? Who has done it before or may have some suggestions and things of that nature. What was the last thing I was supposed to do? Oh yeah, I'm supposed to remind you that from till 9:45, so for the next 18 or so minutes, you have a break. Please get yourself some coffee, some food, go to the coach's corner, get yourself a coffee cup,
Buy a
whatever it
book.
is. What was that?
Buy a book.
Buy a book, yes, yes. Let's support the cause here and do some networking. Thank you very much.
It's like juggling a book. You know what? I think I've got one of those automatic clicker sort of things so people want to walk around now.
If you've got one and you give it to the tech guy, he'll come and plug it in and stuff like that. We asked for it earlier and he didn't put one in, so
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So what was